This week is Dying Matters Awareness Week. I'm here to talk about why how we die matters so much. I lost both my parents within an 18-month period, a devastating blow that impacts my life every day. I was brought up in a variety of beautiful places in the Pacific by two people who were very much in love and who enfolded me in that love. They led a remarkable life together, as you can see, and they were very much in love all their lives. They held hands until they were in their 80s. My dad had heart trouble in later life, and during a routine check in hospital, he caught a lung infection and passed away. My mama and I were there, I having driven up home in the middle of the night. I got to speak to him and say goodbye. He slipped into a coma, and the machines keeping him alive were switched off. His breathing softened, and he passed away holding our hands. I miss him daily, but I know he had a good and kind death. Shortly after lockdown started in 2020, I travelled home again. My mama sounded unwell and her friends were worried. A week after my return, she was told she had cancer through her body in multiple organs, and there was no treatment available. She had 9 months if she was lucky. This was a body blow to us both. The last words of my father were, "Look after my Mary." And suddenly, I could not protect her. She failed at an alarming rate. Within a week, she was unable to walk downstairs and was confined to the small sitting room by her bedroom. More and more pillows were added to her bed. I started sleeping in her room, waking to take her to the bathroom to shower her and trying to tempt her to eat, making her a morning coffee that was no longer drunk. One afternoon, she had an accident going to the bathroom. Humiliating to this proud, strong and independent woman. I had to persuade her I wanted to look after her. 4 weeks later, she was confined to a hospital bed in her bedroom and in great pain. When she had to be catheterized, her screams ran through the house. I had to be held back from stopping the nurses. Daily carers helped her with bed baths and did her hair as she shrank away in that bed, smaller and smaller till she was the size of a child. One evening she said to me, "Listen to the river. Tonight I'll slip down and be with my darling." And the next morning she wept. She was still there and said the pain was unbearable. She was on a morphine pump. The nurses would only dial it up, but a minimum. Spending more time noting down in her books how much they were giving than actually looking and listening to my pleas that she needed more. It was never keeping up with the increasing pain. By now comatose, she would arch her back and groan, clutching at the terrible pain in her chest. Her tongue was black. I found myself dabbing water on a napkin onto her lips between the terrible racking breaths. Her beautiful soft brown eyes went white as her body shut down organ by organ, but never the ones causing the pain. It took a week of the most awful, obvious suffering for her to eventually give up the battle, and only because I knew a medical professional who was able to argue that morphine should be dialed up. And she passed the same night. My memories are of my failure to protect her, of her shrunken and distressed in agony as she died. There's not a day I don't wish I'd done something and damned the consequences. I would not wish my worst enemy to go through these 50 days, nor would I wish that memory on them. She should have been able to say, "Tonight, that's enough. It's too much. Let me go down the river to my darling."